I've had my Tesla Model Y now for just over a year. I've done about 12,000 miles. And in that time, I've saved about £1,500 in fuel. But that's mainly because I only charge at home almost exclusively. I have a very cheap 9p a kilowatt hour charge rate. And so it does save me a lot of money. But what would it be like if I had to use public chargers? So this is something I completely advocate for. I love my EV. I love my Tesla. I love the Fiat that we also have. It works very well for us, but only because we can charge at home. I've always said if you cannot charge at home, an EV is quite possibly not for you. It depends on your mileage, but for me, definitely, if I couldn't charge at home, it wouldn't work. So I always say that, but I don't use public chargers. So maybe they've got better. Maybe things have changed. And it's certainly the case that there are a lot more public chargers around me now. In fact, if I have a look at the chargers available that are over 100 kilowatt or stronger, there are at least 10 different companies within a sort of 25-mile radius of my home that offer charging. So I thought, why don't we review them? Let's go see what it's like. Maybe things have changed. Maybe you can now rely on public networks. So today we're going to have a look at 10 different companies using my Model Y. That will obviously give me an advantage with the Tesla SuperChargers, but that's it. All other companies, it'll be the same no matter the car we were using. And I've kind of got a bit of a point system so we can rank these different companies. So basically we're going to look at the possible speed. We're not looking at chargers below 100 kilowatt. They are unrealistic if you are trying to rely on the network. I think you need fast charging. So if the charger can do 100 kilowatts and nothing more, it's 1 point. If it can do 150, it's 2 points. If it can do 250, it's 3 points. If it can do 350, it's 4 points. And I'm pretty sure there are no chargers that do above that. We'll also look at the types of payments that are accepted and basically give a point for every type of payment. I want to be able to just turn up and use the charger. I do not want to have to download an app, but I appreciate that a lot of these apps do then give you savings. So we will count it as a plus, but I also want card payments. We'll also time how long it takes for me to get from getting out of the car to the car actually starting to charge. Less than 30 seconds, it will be 3 points. If it's 30 seconds to a minute, it's 2 points. If it's a minute to 2 minutes, it's 1 point. Anything over 2 minutes is a fail. We'll also look at the cost of charging, and this is going to be the big thing, really. If it's less than 50p a kilowatt, it will be 4 points. If it's 50 to 60p, it'll be 3 points. 60 to 70p is 2 points. 70 to 80 is 1 point. And anything over 80p, again, is a fail. That is a ridiculous price to have to pay, considering I pay 9p a kilowatt at home. And then finally, we'll look at access as well. A lot of these chargers are just kind of hidden away. So I want to give extra points if there are signage from the main road, if it's easy to find, and it's not like you have to go round the back some hidden place and you have to rely on something like ZapMap to actually tell you where it is. So let's get started with our first contestant, if you will, which is Shell with their Shell Recharge. And let's go check it out. First things first, 89p a kilowatt, absolutely extortionate, ridiculous. Does accept multiple types of payment, and there are a lot of chargers. It is also up to 350 kilowatts, so have to give them props there. You've got contactless payment, recharge card, or the app, so 3 different types of payment, but still, that's a very expensive charger. Okay, back in the car. So, scores on the doors. There are 6 charging spaces here, so that's 6 points. I said it wrong in the clip a minute ago. It's up to 300 kilowatt, not 350. So that is 3 points. Did accept the 3 types of payment: app, contactless, and the membership card. So that's another 3 points. The time to charge, I clocked that at just under a minute. So that's 2 points. It was a little confusing. It could have been clearer. Access, there is a little sign on the like petrol forecourt thing. So I'm going to give that a point. There is at least a sign, but it's not really, it could be better. Definitely could be better. And the cost, 89p a kilowatt. That is ridiculous. That is 0 points from me. So Shell Recharge as a total gets 15 points. Let's get over to the next one. Okay, well, that was a bit of a mixed bag. As you probably saw, it took a long time for me to get charged. It just wouldn't accept my card the first time round. That was great. But anyway, scores on the doors. So we have 12 charges here, so that's 12 points. Again, possible speeds are up to 300 kilowatt, so another 3 points. It accepted, again, 3 types of payment. They have an app. They use contactless, normal contactless payment, or you can use one of the charge cards that these networks have. So another 3 points. Yeah, it took over 2 minutes to get charging, so unfortunately 0 points on that front. Access, again, as you probably saw when we were coming in, no signs, no kind of evidence this is here. You would have to know it was here or use something like ZapMap. So again, 0 points. The cost, well, that is a little bit better at 69p per kilowatt, which is quite funny because we are less than a 5-minute drive away from the Shell Recharge. So I don't know why anyone would be using that anyway. So that's 2 points there, which gives it a total of 20 points. Next up, we are up at the Tesla SuperChargers. Now, these are the version 4 ones, which means anyone can use them. So they do support contactless payment if you're not using a Tesla. Otherwise, it uses Tesla's built-in, so you literally just plug and it charges the card you have on file. So this is the one that obviously there's going to be a slight win as a Tesla owner. That is the perk of having a Tesla, is you have access to that network. But still, let's check it out. So that's us all plugged in. Very quick. Obviously, as a Tesla owner, a little bit of a perk there. But there are 12 chargers here, so that's 12 points. It does go up to 350 kilowatts, so that's 4 points to that. Now, in terms of types of payments, essentially it's one if you're a Tesla owner, which is just the card on file, and it's another one if you aren't a Tesla owner, which is just contactless payments. So I'm going to just count that as 1 point, because only, irrelevant of which car you have, you always only have one type of payment method. Time to charge, well, it is literally grab it, plug it in, charging, less than 30 seconds, even with me faffing around with my phone. So 3 points to that. In terms of access, like signage and stuff, no signs at all at this location. I know that's not the case everywhere, but here you just have to know it's here. So again, unfortunately, 0 points. Now, of course, the Tesla built-in sat nav will direct you to SuperChargers. So again, but there's no visible signage, so 0 points. And then cost. Well, Tesla costs do actually fluctuate a little bit. It's cheaper if you have a Tesla. So for me, it was 40p. I know if you're a non-Tesla owner, it is a little bit more expensive. But for me, it's 40p. So that is 4 points, which means we have a total of 24 points. Next up, we have Evypoint. And this is just a small 2 charger setup. But let's go check it out. Hey, a little bit of a faff there, just getting my card out of my wallet. So I have reduced the time a little bit, but it still took a solid minute and a half. So this is just 2 chargers here. So just 2 points on that one. Only up to 120 kilowatts, so just 1 point on that one. It did have 3 types of payment. It did contactless. They had an app, and they also took the charge cards. So that's 3 points. Time to charge, like I say, minute and a half. So that's 1 point. In terms of access, no signs whatsoever. Only until you actually kind of get into the forecourt can you see it. So that is 0 points on that one. It's very annoying. This is becoming a trend. Like, just signpost it. Cost was 65p a kilowatt, so 2 points on that one, which gives us a grand total of only 9 points. Evpoint. And next up we have, I think it's pronounced Osprey. I'm going to pronounce it that anyway. Again, it's another one tucked away, no signage whatsoever, impossible to find unless you know it's here. Really annoying. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Not too bad in terms of speed there. So there are 6 chargers here. They seem to have varying connectors and varying charge speeds as well, but we'll go with the best. So there's 6 here. A possible speed of up to 120 kilowatt. So that's 1 point. Types of payment, it looks like it's just contactless or charge card. It doesn't look like they have an app. So just 2 points. Time to charge, it was speedy, very quick, less than a minute, so 2 points on that one. Access, like I said, no signs, no anything, completely impossible to find it unless you knew it was here, so 0 points. Cost, another expensive one. This was 79p a kilowatt, so just 1 point on that one, which gives Osprey a total of 12 points. So the next one, unfortunately, just wasn't working. It was a single unit anyway, in the middle of town, and it was dead. So we're skipping over that one, so there will only be 9. That one very much gets 0 points for just being non-functional. But anyway, we are on to the next one, which is Smart Charge up in Sainsbury's car park. The branding looks very Sainsbury's-like, so I think it might actually be their own kind of thing. But let's check it out. All right, that was pretty smooth going. So there are 8 charging bays here, so that's 8 points. Speeds up to 150, so that's 2 points. Types of payment method, it accepted contactless payment or charge cards, so that's just 2 points for them. Time to charge, as you could see, was very, very quick, less than a minute. Actually, very seamless process. Really enjoyed that. So 2 points for them. Access, this is the first one that has proper signage on the road outside. They've got flags up. They're really celebrating that they've got this. So that's cool. So 2 points for them. Cost, it was 75p, so not the cheapest. So just 1 point, which gives them a total of 17 points. All right, second to last one, we're up here at SSE's chargers. Interesting to see an actual electric company doing chargers. Makes sense. All right, let's give it a look. all done there. So there are 6 charges here, which is not bad going at all. So that's 6 points. Possible speeds of up to 150 kilowatts, so we'll give them 2 points there. 3 types of payment methods again, so they've got an app, they've got contactless, and they have charge card stuff as well, so that's 3 points. Time to charge was 1 minute 20. It did error out the first time, just sorry for inconvenience, errored, and I had to start again. So unfortunately, just 1 point there. Access, again, no signage whatsoever. No idea that it would be here unless you knew it, so 0 points. And cost was 69p as well. So that's 2 points, which gives a grand total of 14 points. Here is the final one. We are here at a GridServe. Let's check it out. There we go. So there are 8 spaces here, so 8 points to GridServe. Possible speed of up to 350. These are new charges. Well done. 4 points there. Times payment, they have an app, they accept contactless, and they have the charge cards. So 3 points again. Time to charge. It did take over a minute, unfortunately. A little bit of lag there. It took a while. So just 1 point for them, unfortunately. Cost as well, 79p a kilowatt. So 1 point. And then signage, there is a sign on the roundabout off the road, so I'll give them a point for that as well, which means a total of 18 points. All right, let's head home and we'll check out the rankings and who has won. And we are back home. It's actually been a couple of days, lots of stuff going on, lots of videos working on. So back to the EV chargers. And one thing I kind of didn't mention, and really I should have, and probably should have added this as a rating point, was the amount of money these companies will actually put a block on your card for. Because some of them charge so much per kilowatt, and essentially they block your card to make sure that you have enough money on your card to fully fill up a car, you end up with some of them charging 50, 60 pounds onto your card before you've even started charging. Now, some of the companies did refund that almost instantly after you've actually finished charging, and they calculate how much you actually owe. But like I say, I'm a couple of days later, and a few of them haven't even returned that money now. So, okay, this was a bit of a niche because I went to 10 different or 9 different charges in one day. But across those 9 charges, I had nearly £500 blocked on my card to cover these things. Kind of ridiculous, and I definitely should have included that as a point, but I didn't. Still, something to consider. All right, let's get into the ratings. If you've been following along the whole video, you could probably guess the order by now, but this is the final order here. And yeah, interesting stuff. Evyve, I don't know how you pronounce that, but they're the one that just, it wasn't working, so they ended up with 0 points. All the others were functional, and there was no real surprises, to be completely honest. I'm not surprised in the slightest that the SuperChargers from Tesla won by a decent amount as well. It still really is one of the biggest perks of owning a Tesla, is that their charge network is good. It works well. There's always plenty of chargers, and it's very functional. FastNed coming in a second place, I think, you know, they did a very good job, and to be fair to them, if the first time I used my card hadn't glitched out, the time to charge would have been much quicker, and they'd have probably been much closer to Tesla's points as well. So for anyone that doesn't own a Tesla, I would definitely say the difference between using Tesla Superchargers and FastNed, pretty much indifferent. They're definitely both very good companies to use. So with that in mind, with the points awarded, with the ratings there, I definitely want your feedback down below. If you are an EV user and you use any of these charge networks or other charge networks, what are your favorite networks? What do you think works well? What do you think doesn't work well? For me, the biggest killer still is definitely got to be the price. It is absolutely extortionate how much some of these companies are charging. I mean, just take Shell at the high end. It is a ridiculous amount. It's almost 10 times as much as I charge at home to use one of their superchargers. And yes, it's quicker. Yes, you have to pay a little bit more, you know, for the infrastructure, for the convenience, for all those sorts of things. But these prices are ridiculous. Nonetheless, I've kind of enjoyed this video. I thought it's been very interesting to look at. I will be continuing to charge at home, and I will be continuing to advise other people. If you can charge at home, maybe get an EV. If you can't, then maybe don't, because frankly, it's a very expensive way to go in these sorts of circumstances. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do hit that like button and subscribe if you have, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.